All right.
I hung up the phone.
All right.
Go.
Let's go. Let me hit this button over here. Go back over here. This is much better. We go there, do the intro.
60,
do there,
59.
Yeah, we'll do this intro.
Countdown.
Running
Slade
out of
and
time.
the Slade and Mayson show.
I try.
This continues to be a countdown to the Slade and Mayson show.
Yes.
And I'll explain to our listening audience what transpired here.
This is our countdown.
They won't
to the
know.
Slade and Mayson show.
They will not know unless you tell them.
We can tell them.
1.
See if you, oops, I guess we're not going to have it.
Now broadcasting from
Think I do the
Dan
quick one.
Mason Studios, deep in the heart of Virginia.
It's
It's the Slade and Mason Show.
Hi, I'm JD Slade.
I'm Dan Mason.
And this is the Slade and Mason Show.
Just enjoy.
Age do you think that would be?
Oh, sorry.
Like
When you're in like
Hello. Oh.
I'm sorry. That was
Hello.
me.
All right.
Hello.
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 Hello. Is
Can you hear me?
Is Mr. Slade there by chance?
Who's calling? Are you a bill collector? No.
No, I am Roger.
Every one of those shows I can see.
It is I, Roger. You are to pick up the phone now. Oh, yeah. No, none of those coming in. Why is this?
While we're here,
God's sake, what is going on here?
my end is fine.
No, it's Google is adjusting the volume and it's really honking me off. I turned that feature off. Hold on. Extensions. Disable gain. All right, you there? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Oh my gosh. Are you there?
I went back to that. Please start. Irium.
Don't touch anything. Can you hear me though?
I'm not touching. I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Wow. All right. We're going to have to find something other than Google Meet. And I'll tell you why.
Well, there's your assignment.
Okay.
We don't need to explain it.
All right.
Just go on from there.
Yeah, we're using Google Meet, boys and girls, and it's doing us a quote unquote favor. And every time I go ha ha ha, or JD goes ha ha ha, it takes the volume control and goes brrr, bring it all the way down to 0, and it never brings it back up again. So you're sitting there going, why do I have to keep turning the sound up and then turning the sound down, then turning the sound up and turning?
See, again, Federal Communications Commission, they had a theory about that, and that's why they had this, you can't have your commercials louder than 10% of stuff.
Yeah, I remember that one. All right, anyway, this is the Slade and Mason Show. It's a program all about you and us.
Us.
It is,
and not like any radio show that you're ever going to hear in this lifetime, because we have set the parameters very, very high.
Or low. We're not sure. All right. It's like a radio program, but in as much as where we share stories and things we see throughout the week, but we're going to give you
funnier at it.
Our take on it. That's right. We're basically saying the things you're thinking, but you never hear on the radio. Just trying to have some fun. Don't worry about it. Just enjoy all the music you're listening to. It's brought to you by Dan Music. Dan Music, because gosh,
we're cheap.
Who wants to pay for this stuff anyway? All right.
Exactly right.
There's a picture from 2016 on Instagram. You can go check that one out there. There's one from Twitter. It's gotten so bad that now it's not even Twitter anymore. It's X. And there's one from earlier this year where we was munching on some food at a local constabulary. Yep.
I guess it was spring. Yeah.
Yep. That's from Fate. Yeah, I was wearing my winter coat. Oh, my gosh. Hey, don't forget to check it out. Also, guys, if you're enjoying what you're listening to, and also I find out that a lot of people don't listen to it this week. They actually go back and they like binge listen, looking at the numbers. So
we're binge-worthy.
We're binge-worthy. So there you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've now got 6. We want to get to 10, and you can help us get there.
Yeah, because everything you're listening to is like time-stamped. Like last week, we talked about how, President Nixon dropped out. Resigned. Wait, no, that was a long time ago. All right. God. Hey, you.
Yeah, me.
Do you have a Do you have a smo?
Do I have a smo?
A Sunday morning observation, yes.
Does a bear defecate in the woods?
I've never noticed.
At least that's where we're hoping they're defecating.
I try not to walk in the woods. Don't want to step
I
on
have
anything.
to tell you something, Dan. This is something that has been happening with us for years.
Mm.
I start talking to you, and all of a sudden, I get the hiccups.
Oh no!
And I have them right now, so I got to try and.
But wasn't that?
breathe.
But that was on your terrestrial. That wasn't that. We never had that happen in the Slade and Mayson show.
Well, because I don't have terrestrial anymore, I got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. You asked me if I had a smoke. Of course I do.
Do you?
What is today?
22nd of September.
Which means that today is the first day of fall.
Ooh.
Fall. Oh, fall. The season of pumpkin spice lattes, cozy sweaters, and the inevitable realization that you should have bought a bigger coat last winter. The first day of fall, when the leaves start changing colors and your summer tan starts fading faster than you can say, where did my sunscreen go? I never have to worry about that, so it's like I'm speaking with no frame of reference. Let's talk about the absolute chaos that is the first day of fall. You wake up in the morning feeling all excited because it's finally here, the season of crisp air and apple picking, only to step outside and realize it's still 80 degrees with humidity that could rival a tropical rainforest. You try and embrace the fall fashion trends by donning your favorite flannel shirt and chunk knit scarf, only to end up sweating buckets by noon.
Mm-hmm.
And don't even get me started on the struggle of transitioning your wardrobe from sandals to boots. One day you're rocking open-toe shoes, and the next you're tripping over your own feet in knee-high boots.
Yeah, baby.
Trying to look effortlessly chic. And let's not forget the pumpkin spice invasion that takes over everything from coffee to candies to cereal. You can't escape the scent of cinnamon and nutmeg no matter where you go. And suddenly you find yourself questioning if you even liked pumpkin spice in the first place, or if you've just been brainwashed by the fall marketing machine. But despite the comical struggles of the first day of fall, there is something undeniably magical about this season. The way the sunlight filters through the colorful leaves, the sound of crunching leaves under your feet, and the promise of cozy nights by the fire with a good book. It's enough to make you forgive Mother Nature for, playing tricks with you with the weather.
Mm.
So here's the fall, with all its quirks and surprises, reminding us to embrace change and find humor in the little things. Happy first day of fall, people.
Yay. That was very pleasant.
Thank you. It was poignant. It was from the heart, and there it is. And that's how I feel. Actually, what I really think is that, it's been so doggone hot this summer that anything that looks anything like fall is going to be welcome.
True that.
Now, last month we had a lot of rain, thunderstorms, and such. Today I think it's supposed to be cloudy through the day. Mm-hmm. But like I say, we're going to be rained for the next couple of days, but it's going to be muggy.
It'll all be good. It's funny you mentioned pumpkin spice, and we have an entire world worried about microplastics, which they have now figured out. Just so you guys are aware, they said the best way to avoid microplastics, categorically checking out all the possible ways of doing it, is for everybody to just stop breathing. If you just stop breathing, we're going to be just fine, and no more microplastics will make its way into your system. But for years, people have been setting up pumpkin spice this and pumpkin spice that. I bet their lungs are shaped like a pumpkin at this point because, quite frankly, they have candles. Think about this. You have a wax candle that you have lit, and you've put it in your room, and the wax burns off. Where do you think that wax goes when you go, smells nice in here? You are waxing your lungs.
Which will make them really smooth when they have to take them out.
all that hairy of VLI. I will just take that right out. Who needs it?
Dan, listen, I got to tell you, man,
yeah, what's up?
The longer I live, the less I believe I belong here.
Okay. Well,
here's why.
Louise.
I saw a story this week.
Yeah.
that said that women using 666 dating rule.
I've heard of this. Yeah, we want to share the group?
For those of you who think we're talking about demonic possession, well, we are in a sense. But the 666 dating rule. The New York Post says that some women are using the 666 rule to find the perfect man on dating apps.
Yes.
Now, the rule refers to men who are 6 feet tall,
Not Danny DeVito.
have six-pack abs,
Not Danny DeVito.
and make over 6 figures. Again,
Okay, that is Danny DeVito, though.
Now, experts warn against being too picky as it may lead to loneliness. Morgan Wallen facing jail time. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay, that was another story. But here we are. I mean, seriously, really? 666.
Yeah.
Well, again, man, it's like, there are a lot of there are a lot of great men who will never fall into any of that category.
That's right.
And you're going to miss them because you're so busy looking for Mr. 666.
Yeah. And
remember, 666 is the sign of the devil.
now, don't forget, they won't have a six-pack. They won't have a job. But they'll be really short, so you look really outstanding. I mean, look at Danny DeVito. Oh, that does it. We'll have to have Danny DeVito on the show. JD, talk to Freddie.
How well is he? We got
to be careful. Got to be careful. If we kill him off, we're screwed. We won't have anybody in the show. Everybody we invite.
I'm still looking at Chevy Chase.
Yeah. Oh, please keep looking at him. All right.
Okay,
well,
so and this fall, you know what else is sprung?
What?
Yes, it's football season.
Who knows? Whatever. Hey, more importantly.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the world of artificial intelligence, and our show is making sure we stay leaps and bounds ahead of the competition. So with our weekly AI report, here's our special artificial intelligence reporter, Mr. Dan Mason.
Thank you, JD, and thank you all ships at sea. What are you doing there? Come on back to land.
Okay, I got some good news, some bad news, and what the all right, so we'll start with the we'll start with the good news. We'll start with the good news. There is a product called Nura, N-U-R-A, I think it's pronounced N-U-R-U. I think it's N-U-R-U. Anyway, it is a little gizmo, and it sits at your nightstand. And if you are an old, frail man or an old, frail woman living on your own, you have this Nura thing that's listening to you 24/7, 365. Sure enough, this woman in Queens had a life-altering experience because she was like having a heart attack or something, and she screamed out to her Nura, "I'm dying! Help!" And Nura said, "Are you okay?" "No! I'll call the authorities." And immediately they called the authorities, and they got there like almost immediately and saved this lady's life, all because of this AI configured little gizmo. Now, do we want the what the, or do we want the bad news?
Well, I already have my own theories of bad news, but go ahead, give us the bad news.
Bad news. I mean, what could go wrong? Microsoft has set up a deal to start up again to get energy to run their power stations at 3 Mile Island. What could possibly go wrong with starting up a nuclear power plant that burned down and crushed on itself? This should be a dream come true.
I lived near 3 Mile Island during that debacle.
Oh my gosh.
I check every day to see if I glow in the dark.
I was wondering why you had that third eye, but I didn't want to talk about it freely. And the guru man, the yoga man, the man of holistic medicines has now announced his name is Deepak Chopra. There we go. Deepak Chopra.
You sure it's not Deepak Chopra?
Yeah, Deepak, that's what I said. Deepak I want to say it correctly. I don't want to mess it.
Well,
Anyway, he's
guy
the
is
guru
been
of weirdness. He's a
really
tree
is.
hugger. He makes Burl Ives look like what's his name? Oh man, I can't remember his name.
You're talking about Jim Fix, man.
No, I'm talking about the guy who used to eat grape nuts. Yule
That's
Gibbons.
Jim Fix.
Yeah, he makes Yule Gibbons look like a hick. Now, evidently, he has now indicated that we should now pray to AI. That should be our new spiritual leader. So, after dealing with AI this week, hell no.
Almighty Google up there in space.
Yes, and those are my AI reports for the day. Be afraid. Be very afraid. Now, I had to deal with AI. I made you a toy. As you remember, I sent it over to you.
Yes.
I tried to improve upon the toy, and
you broke the toy.
No, well, no, because I have a copy. But wow, AI, talk about dealing with a 2-year-old. Okay, it is unbelievably in its infancy. Of course, I'm using the free version, so that has a lot to do with it.
So if you decide to put out some bucks, then you'll get a better operating version. But it's like, who wants to put out those extra bucks?
Yeah, but
right?
it's $20 a month. I'm like,
listen, we don't pay for music. Again, we don't draw a salary from this. It's like, so everything that we get has got to go back into it. By the way, remind people about our website where you can buy stuff.
Yeah, so I'm not sure why it's not working, so I'll give you both. It's OLFW and OLFH.com. So Online Funny Wit or OnlineFunnyHumor.com, where you can go buy some merch, and then JD and I can retire.
This is coming. The goose is getting fat. Please put a penny in the old man's hat. If you haven't got a penny, a half penny will do. If you haven't got a half penny, then God bless you.
No, I think
make
it's Elko Screwy.
Lots of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Now,
How much before we have a break?
Is what?
How much before we get through the break?
We have another 15 minutes. Why?
Oh, okay. We did start really, didn't we?
Yeah,
okay.
That's the other thing. I want to point out what happened here today, just because, it's kind of fun to pull back the curtain a little bit here. So, so I was using this here computer to test out my new toy that I made for mixing music and listening and having hot buttons and things like that. Kind of like a mini Scott system. Evidently I used up all the resources. Now, my computer is really, really bad at refreshing itself, to the point where when we first joined on this morning, JD heard me go, like I was like stepping on coals or something, and he wasn't getting the full picture. So I had to reboot the computer. But first,
which takes like a half hour.
Yeah, I had to clear my cache and cookies, which you remember when
your cache and cookies cleared, you know what a pain that can be.
You remember Apollo 14?
Hell yeah.
Okay. That was the last time I cleared my cache and cookies. Okay. So it was a little donut was just spinning round and round, and I said, "Oh, for pleasure." So I told you, I said, "Look, I'm gonna reboot the computer." So I go to reboot. Round and round and round, the donut just spun and spun like screw. So I hit the power button, and then I wait, and then I hit the power button again, and it took 15 minutes for it to come back up and load up everything so that I can use it for the first time. So,
oh my God,
and then I called JD. We got everything back online. So it's been a morning, but that's because I'm trying to get fun stuff for us, for people, and just. There's
see again now. Poor Dan is feeling all depressed because he's feeling like he has failed in his mission. You haven't failed, Dan. You've done well. It's like it sounds really good right now. So
okay. Well, I haven't failed my being a parent because did you hear about this 8-year-old little girl in Ohio? Oh yeah, let me tell you a story. So she decided. She wanted to go to Target to get now, as you know, a lot of Targets have coffee shops in them from Starbucks. And so she wanted to get a Starbucks Frappuccino, Cappuccino, one of those deals.
One of those things with the Chino names on it, right?
Yeah, but of course she's only 8 years old. So what's an 8-year-old kid to do? You won't go 13 miles down the road. Now she thought about getting her tricycle out and, trucking down the way. And she thought about maybe stealing her big brother's bicycle. And maybe she thought about getting an Uber. There wasn't a crosstown bus. I mean, this is Ohio. It's Bedford. Oh, what is that? Is that Mom and Dad's keys for the 2020 Nissan Rogue? So, Sunday morning at 9 a.m. last week, she went out and grabbed the keys, hopped into the Nissan Rogue. How she ever got her feet to hit the pedals is beyond me. But she went hopping on down the road. She did strike a mailbox while driving, but nothing else. When they finally caught up with her, they did find her inside the store, wandering about with her Frappa Cappuccino. Of course, no charges will be filed because, she's just an 8-year-old kid. But I just find that amazing that my children have never done anything like that I'm aware of. And that, I feel...
Dan, you know why?
I feel good.
Because you were an attentive parent. You and your ex were attentive parents.
Yes.
It's like, again, just like I was.
Yep.
It's like they were out of my sight, man. I had to find them.
It's so bad. So here's the deal. This is the God's honest truth. I was talking to a woman on the phone. She's ready to birth her 11th child. So, of course, I'm one of 11. We had that conversation. And I said, how do things roll? And she says, well, I get up at 2:30 in the morning and I just start my routine and then I have a different cycle. So she does like chunk sleeping. There's a term for that. I can't remember the name of it is, but you can get enough sleep. You do it in blocks. And your body starts to become accustomed to it. So that's what she did. But, knock on wood.
That's not all she was doing with 11 kids, man.
You'll never find a love like mine. Yeah, she had 8 from her former marriage. You'd think she'd learn. And now there's the 3 from this one. That's 11. So we were talking about the fact that I said, to this day, my daughter is, 25, 26? 25. I still sleep. Now, my left ear is broken. I sleep on my pillow and make like an air pocket for my right ear so I can, like, in case I can hear the baby cry. Still, to this day. She's it doesn't go away. It never goes away. So,
you know what? It's like, hey, listen, it's been a lot longer for me than it has been for you because, like I say, my daughter is damn near 50. Mm-hmm. So, again, but I'm so far removed. It's like, again, and I already know about the generation gap because my daughter informed me that her daughter, my granddaughter, has got all language of her own.
Yes.
And I thought, okie dokie, tell you what, I'm still from I'm hip generation. And I'm cool.
No, you're not.
It's like, yes, I am. I'm still cool. I'm still cool, man. No matter what you think. I am so freaking cool, man. I really am. Because, like I say, number one, I don't look my age.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, I'm young at heart. I'm bouncy. I'm springy. Number three, I am.
You've been eating Tiggers. The wonderful thing about Tiggers. Tiggers are wonderful things.
Comfort, not for speed.
Yeah.
And all is going well in my little corner of the world. All right, it's like I'm always on the lookout for brand new products.
Okay. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Did you? Okay, go ahead. I want to tell you about one, but go ahead.
Found the brand new product that we have been waiting for dozens and dozens of years.
Now, have we been waiting for it, or is it kind of like, uh-oh?
Well, here it is. Delicious Magazine says that Oreo has introduced a cookie glue. Now, the special icing glue.
It's called frosting.
Oh God! It seamlessly mends broken cookie parts.
Seamlessly. Oh yeah. All right. So it's
Oreo.
it's Elmer's
Oreo.
glue. It's edible Elmer's glue. Dries clear. I mean, what if people have like time to be doing this stuff?
The glue is a game changer for enjoying the cookies.
Yeah, I
without-
bet it's a game changer. All right. Yeah.
The do-it-yourself fixing kit includes a pack of Oreos and several tubes of Oreo glue.
Oh my God. Broken. They see what they do is they sell you broken Oreo. Okay. There's a guy in the back office going, "Hey, Dennis, what do we do with these broken cookies?" "I don't know. We throw them out to the window. You can't... Wait a minute. I got an idea. Call marketing. Yeah. Here's what we do. We sell them the broken cookies. Yeah. Kind of like Almond Joys. Yeah, Almond Joys. Those are actually mounds that was broken. They just stick the almonds on top and run them through again. What we do here is we take all the damn broken cookies. We tell them it's a Lego set, right? And they get this glue and they put them together. And then they have this. They have the Millennium Falcon there made of cookies. You know what I'm
I
saying?
got a question for you, Dan.
Yeah.
How long is it going to be before some industrious child takes a look at that little Borden cow on that Elmer's glue and says, "That looks just like the cookie glue"?
I think I'll drink some of this. Ooh, it's sour. Ugh. This is not good. Oh my God. A week ago, 2 weeks ago, I can't remember which one it was, but you talked about it just blew my mind away is Coca-Cola Oreo cookies. Do you remember that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
I'm sitting here in my office. I'm talking to customers. My daughter comes rolling up behind me and she drops a package of Coca-Cola Oreo cookies on my desk. And I'm like, what the Ferengi is this? So I open up the pack between my breaks. I take a bite. Here's what they've done. You remember Pop Rocks?
Yep.
Okay. That is
Well, I hated them to a certain point.
Pop Rocks are
I knew
built
some girls who
into
do
the
wonderful
cream.
things with Pop Rocks.
So it tastes like a really nasty old Coca-Cola. The type that's like stale, you know, it's got that like burnt rubber flavor to it. And then on top of that, you have this popping going on in your mouth. And you're like, this is probably the worst thing I have ever had in my life. I was offered a second. That hasn't happened yet.
when I
Wow.
first heard that, I thought, yeah, boy, we're just gonna ruin cookies and Coca-Cola. We just found a way to do it.
Yep.
Now, and so, I have
Cookie
more
glue.
stories coming up, of course, when we get into the other segment
Yeah.
of the show. Some of the gross stuff that we are putting into our system, thanks
Mm-hmm.
to the food industry. All right, so before you go on a break,
Yep.
listen. Have you heard the latest news?
I always hear the latest news. Now what?
I generally do not follow the Kardashians because I believe that they.
Are they still in the news?
Oh yes, because guess what?
What?
They've come up with their own brand of Ozempic.
Only
Now,
they can get
I want to ask you, which one of the Kardashian girls do you think is a physicist? I mean, these guys can't even make Kool-Aid, so it's like, and so they got their own Ozempic.
Oh my
Now
God.
let's remember the Kardashian girls. Kim, she's the leader of the bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Heavily plasticized,
Mm-hmm.
Fake boobs, fake booty. Again, it's just. And so we're gonna go ahead and let's go ahead and inject ourselves with something else that will just go and fill the void that we are missing in our body.
All right. We are definitely
I'm
lost.
telling you, ladies and gentlemen, look, I'm going to step on a soapbox because I put up with this for over 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big kid.
Mhm.
There is no doubt about it. It's like I'm never going to be 120 pounds. I'm
Nope.
never going to have a six pack. I got a keg instead.
He will never
know?
be a 666. So
That's right. I'll never be a 666. But you know what?
I am very, very happy with myself. I am pleased with myself because I feel good about me. And there's nothing that you or Miss 666 or anybody else on this planet can do to make me feel bad about me. And that's what people have got to start doing, paying attention to you. You know, again, like I said, we got enough bad stuff out there. Yeah. Let's just bring up some of the good stuff.
There you go. All right. We'll be right back after these important messages from my sponsor.
Over, go in peace.
Here we go.
We'll be.
Don't touch that dial. Not that there's any dial, but we'll be right back with the Slade and Mayson Show.
History, September 22nd, 1499. Switzerland becomes an independent state with the signing of the Treaty of Basel. A small rider in the treaty indicated that those people living in England have to keep calling it Basel. 1789. The office of the United States Postmaster General is established. Well, somebody's got to take care of all those ponies. 1888. The first issue of National Geographic magazine is published, and immediately recognizing their mistake, they made publications dated 8 years earlier for doctors' offices. 1975. Sarah Jane Moore tries to assassinate United States President Gerald Ford, but is stopped by retired Marine Oliver Sipple. But, Gerald Ford finally did pass away, though. 1980. Iraq invades Iran. We'll see how that goes. And finally, 1991. The Dead Sea Scrolls are made available to the public for the very first time by the Huntington Library. When asked about the authenticity of the scrolls, Nicolas Cage said, "I don't think those are the right ones. But I do have a map." I'm Dan Mason, and that's September 22nd.
Hey there, Carmine DeGuzio here. I'm here from Farm Fresh Services. You know, those people who give your kids food at lunchtime. And we make sure that we give your kids the absolute very best food possible. That's why at Farm Fresh Services, we only get you real fresh food. So we go to the source. We go to Old McDonald's. That's right. And just so they don't know that it's really coming from a farm, we take off that word old from Old McDonald's, and we just give it to them straight like that. They don't know the difference. We get you these wonderful, wonderful meals. They got a burger here that's made from not one, but hundreds of thousands of cows per mouthful. Yeah, that's real variety for your children. And we know how important the diet is, so we don't allow any of that disgusting milk to make it into your children's diet. All the cheese on top of there is made from 100% hydrogenated vegetable oil. That's right, real vegetable. We know how to hide it for your kids to make sure they get nutritional food. And that ketchup on top of there, we don't use any of that bad sugar. No, we use corn syrup. That's right, corn syrup. See, we's hiding the vegetables for your kids. And we know it's hard for your children to eat vegetables on a regular basis, so we make sure that we include big tubers for their food. But we don't call them tubers. We slice them into strips and call them French fries. Yeah, sounds like a lot of fun, doesn't it? And just to let you know, we continue with that whole vegetable thing when they drink down their delicious soda soft drinks. No sugar in there. We use high fructose, get it? Fructose, corn syrup. That's right. More fruits and vegetables for you little lads. So here at Farm Fresh Services, we just wanted to let you know that we care about your kids and we feeding them like family. I'm Carmine DeGuzio from Farm Fresh Services.
He's a bad man.
I want a butter and egg man from way out in the west. 'Cause I'm sick and tired of working all day. I want a daddy who wants me to play. Pretty clothes have never been mine. But if my dream comes true, watch, somebody's gonna shine. 'Cause I want a butter and egg man, and won't some great big butter and egg man want me? I want a butter and egg man from way out in the west. 'Cause I'm sick and tired of moving so slow. I want a daddy who's ready to go. Diamond rings I've never had yet. But if my dream comes true, a shiny stone I'm gonna get. 'Cause I want a butter and egg man, and won't some great big butter and egg man want me?
And now, for reasons I can't even explain, we return you now to the Slade and Mayson Show.
Oh, God. My heart. My heart. Hi, I'm J.D. Slade.
I'm Dan Mason,
And this is the Slade and Mayson Show.
That was Donnie O'Brien with "I Want a Big Butter and Egg Man." Boy, talk about a good reference for that. That could fall in line with the whole 666 thing, but it doesn't. Today is actually Brown Butter Day. So for those of you who know how to make a decent steak, you know that brown butter is where you need to be. And today is National Brown Butter Day. This portion of the Slade and Mayson Show is brought to you by I See Something, Icy Treats, which we didn't mention at the beginning. What
is this brown butter stuff? Is that like poutine, man?
No. It's a culinary thing. So, like a Chef Renaud, right?
You want to talk about a way to just really destroy French fries? Make it a poutine.
No. Brown butter is where you take regular butter, you put it in a pan, and you slowly bring up the temperature until it goes from white, yellow, to brown, and then that adds it. It adds. So it adds.
You call that burnt?
No, that's when you have black butter. That would be bad.
Oh yeah, and the frying pan turns a different color. Woo!
Woo! So
it
adds a little what's that? A Menard flavoring to it. It adds a little bit of caramelization to it when you do brown butter.
Have you ever eaten poutine?
So
I can't get past the curds, man.
No, so I've had French fries with gravy on it in New Jersey, which is normal.
Like somebody blew a load on it, man.
Yeah, it's got ground beef, it's got hunks of lobster and cheese, and I mean it's.
In other words, it's the garbage that you cleaned off the floor last night.
You will remember having poutine the next day. Let's just go there. Let's just say that. You will remember poutine tomorrow. This portion of the Slade and Mayson Show is brought to you by I See Something, Icy Treats, and it is my buddy Sheila and her husband Al, and they have a
fine woman, Sheila.
Easy does it. Slow down.
It's close to the end of her season, so it's
You
like,
you are not her big butter and egg man, okay? So calm down.
How about peanut butter and egg man?
You're more like a bologna and mayonnaise guy, okay? So just calm down.
Get the commercial done, Dan.
And we're not even talking Oscar Mayer. We're talking like ShopRite brand, okay? All right. This portion of the Slade and Mayson Show is brought to you by Icy Nothing Icy Treats.
I already did that one.
I did that already. This portion of the Slade and Mayson Show is brought to you by Icy Something Icy Treats. Did I do that? No. All right.
Oh. Let's start talking about that fine seal again.
Stop it. You are not her big butter and egg man. You are more like her peanut butter and jelly sandwich man, her bologna sandwich man from ShopRite. We're going to say it again until you get it in your head. Stop it. Now, Icy Nuts, Icy Something Icy Treats. Whew. All right. It is shaved ice. And what happens is in the truck, they have these two large Italian ice shredding machines. So they can get volume. I mean, if you think about it, if they had a block of ice and they're using a little handheld shaver, it's going to take hours for them to shave a proper amount.
Not to mention, they're not going to get the same quality of ice shavings.
Yeah, very
as you're
consistent.
From Icy Something Icy.
Very
Ladies and gentlemen, Dan tells you about this all the time, but here I am adding my 2 cents to it because having tried the product, I didn't believe it. But it's like as soon as I took that first spoonful and I realized that it was as silky as sorbet.
Yeah, I mean, it really is.
It's really, really good. And that's what you want when you get an icy treat.
That's
you know, you can, if you're a kid, you go for that snow cone stuff with the chunks and crunches. But if you want adult taste and a really good taste in your mouth, listen, Icy Something Icy is ready for you.
Yep.
Okay, Dan, I'm done.
Yep. So if you have a birthday party for that little boy or girl, corporate event, there's a fundraiser going on. Give them a call at 804-617-8827. They are still open and up and operational. They are waiting for your phone call. The season is not over, even though we're into fall. It's still hot out there, as we've all.
As a matter of fact, fall bonfire is a great time to have a little ice party.
Grab a little extra rum, pour it on top of that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So they got about 52 different flavors. So give them a call. You can give them a call at 804-617-8827. They're also on the internet. They're at www.icesomethin.
You off the G, for goodness sake.
ICEY.com. They are also on the Facebook thing, which is now Mega or
Meta.
Mega Millions, whatever. They're also, but they also go by a company called Facebook. I don't get it. It's really weird. They're trying to rebrand themselves, make themselves look better. I'm getting off on tangent. They're also on Instagram. Okay. They're also at www. So you can get them there. They got a Gmail account under that. Give them a call. 804-617-8827. 804-617-8827. Again, 804-617-8827.
You'll be glad you did.
All righty. So, let's see. Nuclear power plants. That's always good. Hey, so let me ask you a question.
Okay. Yes. You, sir.
You're at the Grand Prix. You're in Singapore. You're in the Grand Prix, and now Singapore.
First off, you have gotten that wrong. It's Grand Prix.
Oh, careful! This is a G-rated show. Now, the
let's see if we get on target on that
one. So this past Saturday, apparently the Grand Prix was having their race. They do like a what do you call it? A practice session. So all the cars get on board. They wear out their tires. They're having a great time. They go around the track. Evidently, this particular Formula One had to stop midway during the third and final lap. Got red flagged after an Aston Martin driver, Fernando Alonso, reported over the radio that, of course, we are in Singapore. There is a giant lizard on the track. So they had to actually stop and move the lizard off the track because this is Singapore. Yeah, they have like iguanas and they have like these weird big lizards.
It's like, they got those damn things that, if they fall out of trees, man, you're scared to death.
Yeah, I mean, if you hit that thing and you're moving
gonna
135 miles an hour, that thing is going to just smear all along the track. And that third loop is going to be a rough one to handle.
Hey, Dano.
Yes.
Dan, again, of course, I don't practice weight loss. Again, I don't watch my diet because, number one, that's just too much to be watching. I'd rather watch cartoons. But here is do you remember when Jared?
Oh.
Do you remember Jared?
Yes.
Not for the bad stuff, but for the good stuff. Because he lost, like 170 pounds eating Subway.
Yeah. Turkey sandwich.
Well, I got a new winner. Here's a woman who lost 246 pounds on Wendy's diet.
What?
All right. Twisted Sifter says a woman named Sam, that's the first clue that should tell you. The woman named Sam lost 246 pounds on a Wendy's diet. She ordered a double stack without the bun and topped her burger with lettuce, tomato, bacon, and spicy nuggets. The meal has 530 calories and 34 grams of protein. Sam also drank Diet Cokes.
Just like at Brimley's. Just can't get any Diet Cokes.
She was able to stick to her diet because of the sweet and spicy flavors from Wendy's sausage.
Oh, my God.
Now, okay. All right. No, wait a minute. A double stack without the bun.
Oh, yeah.
Lettuce, tomato, bacon, spicy nuggets. All right. First off, what's the sodium content?
I don't know, but apparently she's down to 760 pounds. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, and with that thought, I'm telling you, you don't have to go to Wendy's if you want to lose 246 pounds. You just got to stop eating all the garbage that the food industry is putting out for us. And it is my job every week to tell you about some of the dangerous things that we are putting in our systems. Let's start out with this one. The New York Post says a recent University of Deshang study found that eating grasshoppers can boost a person's libido, improve quality, and promote healthy hair. Researchers in Cameroon noticed significant health benefits in rats who are fed a grasshopper-based diet. Well, now let's see here.
Plus you get a top hat and tails out of the deal, right?
I mean, a rat's physiology and a human physiology is two different things. The insects are packed with nutrients, protein, and essential amino acids. The study suggests that similar benefits apply to humans. I'll tell you what, I'll watch you take care of that.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, if you stick grasshoppers in with rats, what the hell else are they supposed to eat?
Oh, well, wait a minute. That's right. Yeah. Well, let me see. Where is this at again? Oh, yeah. Okay. University of Deshang. Well, again, rat is a mainstay of the diet.
Next.
QSR Magazine says Long John Silver's brought back Talk Like a Pirate Day this last week. Customers who said pirate phrases got free fish or chicken. Dressed like a pirate would receive a two-piece meal for free. You'd spend $900 renting the outfit, but you'll get a two-piece meal.
Chicken. All right, what you give me this land of a food for, eh?
Barstool Sports says Lay's has teamed up with IHOP to create Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity potato chips.
Oh, God. Jeez.
The chips taste like strawberry top pancakes with syrup and bacon. Oh, my God.
Good. Just take the whole bag and throw it in the trash. It's a part of this complete breakfast.
Butter says Papa Bagels is set to release a special Butterfinger-infused cream cheese spread. The unique smear will be available for a limited time.
Good.
Hopefully not very.
Yeah.
Kansas City says Heinz and Pepsi are teaming up to release a limited edition mayo for Halloween called the Monster Munch. The mayonnaise tastes like pickled onions.
Oh, God.
Dexerto, says Ocean Spray has partnered with Paramount Pictures for a Mean Girls juice. They've launched zero sugar cranberry and mixed berry juice drinks. The drinks are available for a limited time. They were created to celebrate the film's 20th anniversary. And I've tried to forget that film for 20 years. They still won't let me forget it. And last but not least, my friend, Business Wire says Krispy Kreme is bringing back its pumpkin spice original glazed donuts this weekend. They cost $2. Again, welcome to the season of pumpkin spice disgusting treats.
Pumpkin spice everything. Yes, but I'll eat the plastic on the outside of the package. It'd be delicious.
I asked a question last week, when I was talking about that, again, because there was a company that's making pumpkin spice earrings. And I was like, what the hell does a pumpkin spice earring look like?
It's pumpkin spicy.
Yeah. Well, like I say, I have not reeled it into the habit of drinking anything pumpkin spice because I don't really. The only thing I want pumpkin is pie, and it better be good.
Yep. So a couple of things I want to talk about. First off, there is a new Hall of Fame for toys being finalized right now.
No, wait a minute.
What?
The FAO Schwartz Toys Hall of Fame has been around for 50 years.
Well, no. This is the National Toy Hall of Fame.
Oh,
out of Rochester, New York.
Nominations for those. I already have my first nomination. Mr. Machine.
I agree with you. I agree. That should be in there. No, that's already been in there. I think they have now our remote control toys because that was like the big thing. Pokemon trading cards. Not that you have any idea.
Never got into that. Never got into Pokemon.
My Little Pony.
Nope. I did buy my daughter My Little Pony.
Also coming in for the 7th time as a finalist, hasn't been introduced, is Transformers. Well, Mr. Potato Head was in years ago. This year, some newcomers, Apples to Apples.
What the hell is that?
Okay, you are definitely not an 80s, 90s dad. A trampoline. Yes, trampolines. Nothing like going to the emergency room with the trampoline.
Exactly, man. When your arm twists the wrong way when you come down on that thing. Oh,
my gosh. No. Captain Obvious here was, believe it or not, the Lonely Balloon was never entered as a possible toy. But I'm like, is it really a toy? Or is it just something you stare at?
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I don't know of anybody playing with a balloon.
Deep right. And if you do, you got to work on that kid. He's got some issues.
I mean, I'm just thinking, it's like they give you a balloon and it's like, and you just push it off and it doesn't come back. It doesn't do anything. It just sort of lays there.
Okay. Did you hear about a rare polar bear sighting in Iceland? Did you hear about this? It was spotted outside a cottage of a remote village in Iceland. It was
first off, let's just look at this realistically.
Sure.
This is another one of those places where from 22,000 feet above the earth, you could see me. Would you not agree?
Yes. Yes.
Because number one, we don't like cold to begin with.
And
number two, it's awful white out there.
It's very, very translucent, very bright. You need to wear your dark sunglasses all the time. So, of course, they had a couple of different options here. West Forges, police chief told the Associated Press, we had no choice. We were going to, give it a dart, but we decided to just kill it. So a rare polar bear on the shores of Iceland. So instead of, darting it and transporting it someplace safe, we're near safety again. We can work a bit the weird. All right. Now, this one's great. I'm just going to read it. I can't make this crap up. New Hampshire governor have you heard this? New Hampshire governor helped save man choking on lobster roll at eating contest. I mean, that's all I can say. Okay.
I'm telling you, I'm surprised
that
more
in and of
people
itself
don't choke on in the hot dog contest.
Yeah,
because like I say, they're not really measuring how much they bite and then swallow.
Yeah. And, let's see. The esophagus can hold a 3/4 inch round opening, and the hot dogs are 3/4 inch round. What could go wrong? You okay there?
I just got to get that hot dog down.
Okay. And remember that ancient jar that was smashed by the kids in the See him?
Yes, I remember that.
Well, it's back on display. It's got a big chip taken out of the side. There's a crack line you can see pretty severe. I think
You know what? Hey, you know what? If they had used that Oreo cookie glue. Instant fix.
I think we should take a plane ride, and I think we should see if we can push it over and see if it'll break a second time.
Make sure we take the Oreo cookie glue with us.
Yeah, but I want a private tour now, too.
Yeah, because that's how they rewarded him. They gave him a private.
What a
thing of all
good
this
little
stuff.
boy. Let's bring you along and show you how we get this thing fixed. Also, we got to take you over to Carmine DeGuzio's Happy Smiley Face Daycare Center. We're just going to put you to work in the looms.
Now,
Oh God.
did you hear about this? Okay, so guy's in Florida. He's driving down the road, and he sees a dumpster, and on top of the dumpster is an SUV. So he takes the first right, he cycles back, he comes in, he goes, "What the heck?" And he thinks, now wait a minute. If it's in the dumpster, that's free game, right? So he's doing some research and trying to find it, and then sure enough, it's a quick Google search indicates that it's a 2009, 2011 GMC Acadia SUV. So yeah, that tracks. I wouldn't want that on myself, but no, as it turns out, it was in a work zone. They needed it out of the way, so they used the forklift. They picked up the vehicle, they put it on top of the thing. That way, they can move the dumpster around and move the car around at the same time. But can you imagine? Can you imagine? No. All right.
No, I can't.
All
Yeah,
right.
like I say, I think about things that couldn't possibly happen.
All right. One last story, and then Freddie's going to roll it.
Okay, well,
I know we've killed an hour. Sorry, but
and we were even late.
I know. So Ken
I tell you what, wait a minute,
Wilson.
before you do that last story,
Yeah.
have you done all the stories you wanted to do this week?
Well, I got this one last one, but yes.
Okay, then go for it. I always like to make sure that Dan is happy when he's done with the show, because he always figures that I hog up a lot of the spotlight, and it's like, and sometimes I do, but it's like every once in a while we like to let Dan shine. So go ahead and shine on, Mr.
Well,
Dan.
it's too late now. Freddie's playing music, so there you go. No, I'm just kidding. So no. So,
That's a good one, Freddie. I like that.
Ken Wilson has been living in the same apartment since 2006. And he's in California. And so he noticed that, like, what am I doing wrong here? My gas and electric bill just keep going up and keep going up. And I close off the windows. I turn the AC off for 3 hours during the day. And he calls the gas company. It's one and the same. It's gas and electric. It's Pacific Gas and Electric. And he says, I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. I'm basically just shutting down. I've got maybe the refrigerator running. I've got a little light going on. And yet my bill is like $200-300 a month. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? So they come down, they check out his bills, and they check out his apartment. And they're like, oh, we're awfully sorry. It looks like we put your meter on your neighbor's tap, and we put your neighbor's on your tap, and they've been paying your $26 bill, and you've been paying their $600 bill since 2006. So we're going to see if we can figure that out for you. So 18 years. 18 years paying his neighbor's bill.
Did they get a number?
No, but it's huge. They said, they said
$600 a month for 8 years.
They promised they're going to make it right. So a utility,
about $80,000, man.
unbelievable.
So be sure to check your electric bill before you write that check.
That's right. And make sure it's coming out of your meter, not some ding-dong next door.
Hi, I'm JD Slade.
I'm Dan Mason,
and this is the Slade and Mayson Show.
Well, that's going to do it for us.
One time, the company gave me the station's electric bill. Boy, we're getting ripped off.
Well, you got to realize that the AM transmitters are basically a heat source for the building. So
go right. Say goodbye, Dan.
Goodbye, Dan. Say goodbye, Mr. Slade.
Goodbye, Mr. Slade, and happy fall.
Happy fall, everybody. Bye-bye.
Quack, 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 quack. Quack, 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 quack. Riga. Riga. Riga.
The Slade and Mayson Show is a product of your imagination.
And a Marcus and Bill Todman production. Brought to you by Brought to you in part by Slinky. Slinky. Toys that your kids can wrap around their neck.